Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox fan coming to you from Al Red Sox fan YouTube station with our 1978 retro replay using Digital Diamond Baseball. And it's Game 2 of the first series of the year between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. The Yankees took Game 1 in crushing fashion, 10-2 at Fenway Park. Reggie Jackson hit 3 home runs, Jim Spencer hit 2 home runs. And the onslaught was on. The Yankees are currently in first place with a record of 43 wins and 21 losses. The Boston Red Sox are 38 wins and 28 losses. In third place, 6 games back. Game 2 of the series will pit Mike Torrez versus Roy White. On the retro replay season, Torres is 4 wins, 5 losses, 5.62 earned run average. It's Mike Torrez, versus Don Gullett. And Don Gullett on this retro replay is 2 wins, no losses, earned run average of 1.96. Let's go to the starting lineups here for Game 2. Leading off for the Yankees, the switch hitting Roy White playing left field, batting second, the second baseman Willie Randolph. Batting third, Thurman Munson, he'll do the catching. Batting fourth, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, coming off a 3 home run game. Batting fifth, the first baseman Chris Chambliss. Batting sixth, the third baseman Greg Nettles. Batting seventh, the center fielder Gary Thomason. Batting eighth, the designated hitter Jim Spencer. He had 2 home runs in Game 1 of this series. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Fred Stanley. Again, the pitcher is Don Gullett, and he's 2-0 on the retro replay season. These are his actual numbers. For the Boston Red Sox, leading off, Rick Burleson playing shortstop, batting second, Jerry Remy playing second base. Batting third, Jim Rice, the designated hitter, batting fourth, Carl Yastrzemski playing left, batting fifth, the catcher Carlton Fisk, batting sixth, the center fielder Freddie Lynn, batting seventh, the first baseman George Scott, batting eighth, the right fielder Dwight Evans, and batting ninth, the third baseman Butch Hobson. These are as-played lineups with the as-played pitching matchups. The only changes I will make, whether defensively or pinch hitters or pitchers coming in out of the bullpen. So let's go to the top of the first. Leading off, Roy White. He's batting .221 on the season, .270 off right-handed pitching. Torrez gets the sign from Fisk. And here's the pitch to White. Ball game on the way. 3-5-6. That ball goes out to Burleson. He charges it, and it pops out of his glove for an error. Roy White advances on the E6. So not a great way for the Red Sox to start off this game after getting annihilated in Game 1. 6 games behind the Yankees here. Retro time is June 20th, 1978. Here comes Willie Randolph. Scott to hold White on. He is a base-stealing threat. Randolph batting .302 in total and .300 off right-handed pitching. Torrez looks to Scott. Now in at Fisk. Here's the pitch to Randolph. .435. White can't get the proper jump. He'll stay put. That's a .187. And that's a wild pitch on Mike Torrez that gets past Fisk. And advancing to second base is Roy White. So the Red Sox are imploding right now. Randolph has a chance for an RBI here in the top of the first. Torrez gets the ball, steps up on the hill, toes the rubber, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Willie Randolph. White in scoring position, no outs. That's a 6-2-7. That ball goes out to left field. Yastrzemski is there and makes the catch. White stays put at second. So with one out, here comes the catcher, Thurman Munson, 367 and 383 off right-handed pitchers. One out, one on. Here's the pitch by Mike Torrez. Seven, 8-8. White's trying to steal third, but he'll stay put. Doesn't get the proper lead. 6-2-9. That ball is to Burleson. Big hop, and he throws to Scott for out number 2. White stays put. So Burleson makes up for his E6 to start off the game by throwing Munson out. So with 2 outs, here comes Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. He had 3 bye-bye birdies in game 1. He'd love to get another. He's batting .288 and .384 off right-handed pitching. 2 outs, Roy White at second base. Mike Torrez looking to work around the Burleson error here. 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Fisk sets the target. Here's the pitch to Jackson. Nine, 3-1. Jackson doubles over the head of Freddie Lynn and scoring from second base. Roy White, 1-0 Yankees. So the error comes back to haunt the Red Sox as White scores on the 2-out double by Reggie Jackson. Now coming to the plate, left-handed batting first baseman Chris Chambliss is batting .340 and .362 off right-handed pitching. First base is open. On deck is Greg Nettles. They're going to pitch to Chambliss. Torrez is ready. The windup and the pitch. 2 outs. Runner at second. 1-0 Yankees. That's a 1-8-0. That's a hard hit ball to Remy, and he jumps and he catches that line drive to end the inning and rob Chambliss of a base hit and possible RBI opportunity. We go to the bottom of the first. The Yankees won. Red Sox coming up. Due up for Boston. Burleson, Remy, and Rice. And we have ID Gesture in the chat. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. Remember to check out ID Gesture's channel. Absolutely wonderful channel. He has a Diamond Mine baseball game up right now that he live streamed this afternoon. It was a lot of fun between the Red Sox and was it the Blue Jays, ID? It was a good game, though I'm not going to give it away. Very enjoyable game. What version of Digital Diamond Baseball is this? 6.04. I think there's an update, but I don't know how to update it. It was against the Blue Jays. Okay. So on ID Gesture's channel, he has the Red Sox versus the Blue Jays. I think that's 2015. Diamond Mine Baseball. Very fun game that he put up and did an excellent call of. So Rick Burleson comes to the plate batting .247 and .234 off right-handed pitching. He'll face Don Gullett, left-handed thrower. Gullett looks in at Munson, nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Burleson. 3-4-5. That ball's hit out to left field. Roy White comes in on it. And it drops in. Roy White doesn't get to it. He went back first, then he came in. But that step back cost him, and Rick Burleson has an excuse me single. We'll take it. So Burleson's at first. Here comes Jerry Remy, 271 overall and 307 off right-handed pitching. And we're going to bunt Burleson over. We need under a 950 for a successful bunt. Here's the pitch by Gullett. That's a 3-4-0. Nettles plays it. And he throws to Chambliss for the out. But Rick Burleson advances on the sacrifice by Jerry Remy. And here comes the MVP of 1978, Jim Rice. Rice batting .346, .332 off right-handed pitching. One swing in the back with the Red Sox up ahead. Gullett looks back at Burleson, now in at Munson. He sets and delivers. That's a 7-2-2, and that's a single to center field. Burleson has an 8-7-1 chance of scoring. We're going to send him. Here's the dice roll. It's a 2-2-4. Burleson will score on the Jim Rice 1-out single. We have a tie ball game, 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. And here comes Captain Carl Yastrzemski. 1 on, 1 out. Chambliss holding Rice on at first. Yaz batting .297 and .310 off right-handed pitching. Yastrzemski digs in. Gullett looks to first. Now in at the plate. He rocks and fires. That is a 7-3-7, and that's going to be a walk. Rice advances to second, so there's 2 on, 1 out, and here comes Pudge. Carlton Fisk, the Red Sox catcher, batting .303, .278 off right-handed pitching. Gullett looking for that double play ball to get out of the inning. Stanley and Randolph pinch the middle. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Fisk. 2-6-8. That's a fly ball out to left field. That's deep. That could be trouble at the wall. White leaps and makes the catch. Rice bluffs but stays put at second. Nice play by Rory White out in left field. So there's 2 outs, 2 on for Freddie Lynn, one of the Gold Dust twins from 1975. Lynn batting .310 overall and .327 off right-handed pitching, but of course he's facing a left-hander, so that's .274. A lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch to Freddie Lynn. That's a 9-1-3, and that's going to be a double high off the green monster. Rice scores, and Yastrzemski scores all the way from first as the throw to Munson is late. As both runners were off on contact with 2 outs, the Red Sox take a 3-1 lead. Lynn advances to third on the throw to the plate. Here comes the boomer, George Scott. Base hit will knock in Freddie Lynn. Scott digs in. .217 batting average, but he's crushed left-handed pitching at a .385 clip. Munson flashes the signs. Gullett nods his head. Here's the pitch to Scott. 8-3-4. That's a single to left between Nettles and Stanley. Lynn comes in from third. It's now 4-1 Red Sox. Scott's at first with 2 out, and here comes Dwight Evans, Red Sox right fielder, .266 batting average, .243 off left-handed pitching. Evans would love to take one over the monster. Gullett looks to first, Chambliss holding Scott on. Now in at Munson. Here's the pitch to Evans. That's a 3-1-4. That ball's hit to Stanley. He ranges to his left and throws to Chambliss for out number 3, but the Red Sox score 4 runs on 4 hits. And 1 man left on base. And after 1, the Red Sox 4, the Yankees 1. We go to the top of the second. Due up for New York, Nettles, Thomason, and Spencer to face Mike Torrez. Nettles, .269 batting average, .315 off right-handed pitching. Righty-lefty matchup for Torrez. Torrez rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to Greg Nettles. 4-9-0. That's a fly ball out to center. Freddie Lynn coming on, and he makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Gary Thomason steps to the plate. Yankees center fielder has not registered a hit yet in this retro replay. Another left-handed batter that Mike Torrez will face. Fisk sets the target. Here's the pitch to Thomason. 3-8-6. That ball goes to Remy. He ranges to his left, throws to Scott for out number 2. And here comes Jim Spencer, the Yankee designated hitter. He had 2 home runs in Game 1. He was only topped by Reggie Jackson's 3 home runs in Game number 1 of this 3-game series here at Fenway. He's batting .280 off right-handed pitching. I'm sorry, .280 overall and .276 off right-handed pitching. 2 outs, base is empty. Torrez gets a sign from Fisk. Here's the pitch to Spencer. .537. That's a hard hit ground ball. Remy dives, pops back up, throws to Scott, inning over. What a play by the Rem Dog. We go to the bottom of the second, 4-1 Boston. Due up for the Red Sox, Hobson, Burleson, and Remy. As we have Stratomatic Delaware in the house. Thank you for showing up, Chris from Stratomatic Delaware. Hope all is well, as he's thanking ID Gesture for helping him. I believe, what was that, with payoff pitch? ID Gesture is always very helpful. And remember to check out Stratomatic Delaware, wonderful channel. Also check out ID Gesture, both great channels. I subscribe to them, and so should you. So here comes Butch Hobson, 241 batting average, 242 off left-handed pitching. The windup and the pitch to Hobson. 0-7-4, that's a strikeout. As Gullett paints the black with that pitch, Hobson goes back to the bench muttering to himself. So 1 out, top of the order, Rick Burleson. He's 1 for 1. He scored a run. He also has an error that led to the only run the Yankees had in the top of the first. Burleson digs in. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch by Gullett. 1-7-9, that is a fly ball out to Jackson. Doesn't have to move. He makes the catch for out number 2. So with 2 outs, here comes Jerry Remy. He bunted Burleson to second in the first inning, so he does not have an official at-bat. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Remy struggles mightily against left-handed pitching. Only a 161 average against left-handed throwers. Gullett has the advantage here. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Remy. 8-4-1. Remy goes the other way, and that's a single to left. Nice bit of hitting by Jerry Remy, a 2-out single. So Jerry Remy's at first, and here comes Jim Rice. Chambliss holding Remy on. Rice 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored. Off left-handed pitching, 395 batting average. Gullett looks over to first. Here's the pitch to Rice. 4-5-4, that's a hard hit ball. Randolph leaps and makes the catch at second base. Inning over, robbing Rice of a hit. We go to the top of the third, 4-1 Boston, due up for the Yankees. Stanley, White, and Randolph. Fred Stanley batting .321 overall and .278 off right-handed pitching. Stanley off to a pretty quick start here. Torrez is ready to work. Here's the pitch to Fred Stanley. 4-8-7. Soft ground ball to Burleson. This time he won't boot it. He throws to Scott for the first out here in the top of the third. We now move to the top of the order. Roy White. He's 0 for 1 with a run scored. He reached on the Burleson error and scored in the first. White steps in the left-hander's batter's box. Torrez gets the sign from Fisk. The windup and the pitch. 1 out, no one on. 9-5-3. That ball's going to gap Landon Evans, and Roy White has a 1-out double. And Willie Randolph comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Torrez rubs up the baseball, steps back up on the hill, toes the rubber, looks in at Fisk, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Randolph. 1 out, runner at second. 4-1 Red Sox. 8-1-5, and that's a single to right. Let's see if White will try to score. Nope, they'll hold him up at third. So runners on the corners, and here comes the Yankee captain, the catcher Thurman Munson. Munson's 0 for 1. Red Sox pinch the middle with Burleson and Remy, looking to turn two, the pitcher's best friend, and get out of the inning. Torrez looks to third, now to first. Fisk sets the target. Here's the pitch to Munson. 1 out, 2 on. 8-3-6, that's a single to left. White scores from third, it's 4-2. And Randolph is held up at second. So Munson comes through with a 1-out single. He has an RBI, and here comes the very dangerous Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. He homered 3 times in Game 1 of this series, leading the Yankees to a crushing defeat of the Boston Red Sox, 10-2. Big moment here early in this ball game. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Jackson. .404, that's a hard hit ball to Scott, and he takes it to the bag himself. He looked to second, but decided to get the sure out, so there's 2 outs. Runners advance to second and third. And here comes Chris Chambliss. Base hit could tie up this ball game, as runners will be off on contact, so that's an extra little jump there. Chambliss is 0 for 1. Fisk goes out to have a quick word with Torrez. Goes back behind the plate. Squats back down. Sets the target. Here's the pitch to Chambliss. 2 outs, 2 on. 4-2 Red Sox. 5-1-6. That ball is to Burleson. He backhands it and throws to Scott for the out. Torrez wriggles out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the third. 4-2 Boston. Due up for the Red Sox, Yastrzemski, Fisk, and Lynn. Yaz walked his first time up and scored a run. Against left-handed pitching, 264. Don Gullett toes the rubber, looks in at Munson. Here's the pitch to Yaz. 7-5-8, and Yastrzemski walks again. Very patient hitter Carl Yastrzemski is, and it's proved off very well today. He's walked twice. He's on first, and here comes Carlton Fisk. He's 0 for 1. On deck is Freddie Lynn. Fisk batting 351 off left-handed pitching. Chambliss holding Yaz on. Munson flashes the signs. Gullett nods his head. Here's the pitch to Fisk. 4-2-4. That's a softly hit ground ball to Chambliss. He flips to Gullett, covering the bag for out number 1. Yastrzemski advances to second. So he's in scoring position for Freddie Lynn, who's 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Lynn has an RBI chance here. Can he knock in number 3? We shall see. Here's the pitch by Don Gullett. 0-9-7. That will be a strikeout as Lynn goes down looking. Fooled badly on that pitch. So there's 2 outs. Runner at second. Here comes the boomer, George Scott. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. He's crushed left-handed pitching so far this year. 407 batting average. He'd love to launch one down to Landau Street. The windup and the pitch by Gullett. 0-4-2. That's going to be a big swing and a miss on the curveball. Side retired. Gullett strikes out the boomer. Yastrzemski stranded at second. We go to the top of the fourth. 4-2 Boston. Let me quickly go to the chat as we have ID Gesture and Stratomatic Delaware in the chat. And they're just talking about the baseball demos game that they watched and how similar it was of a game they played. So we'll go back to them in a couple of innings. Remember to check out Stratomatic Delaware with Chris. It's an absolutely wonderful channel with a lot of baseball, mostly Stratomatic. And ID Gesture, who has sports and also RPG games and military strategy games. All right, top of the fourth, Greg Nettles to lead off for the Yankees. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch by Torrez. .515, hard hit ball to Remy. He dives, pops back up, and throws to Scott for the first out of the inning. Wow, Remy has been flashing the leather at second. I believe that's the second time he's robbed a Yankee batter of a hit. So with one out, no one on, the left-handed batting center fielder Gary Thomason steps to the plate. Torrez gets the sign from Fisk. Here's the pitch to Thomason. 6-3-7, and that is a walk. So Thomason's on, Scott to hold him on at first. Red Sox want to turn 2, and the dangerous Jim Spencer comes to the plate. He homered twice in Game 1 of the series. He's 0 for 1 in this game. Righty-lefty matchup for Mike Torrez. Here's the pitch to Spencer. .784. That's a wild pitch. Fisk was unable to block it. Thomason advances to second. He's in scoring position. Spencer steps back in the left-hander batter's box. He's ready to grip and rip. Torrez glares in at Fisk. Nods his head. He rocks and fires. .619. That's a fly ball out to Evans. He's there. He makes the catch for out number 2. Thomason's not going anywhere. He stays at second. Here comes the number 9 batter, the shortstop Fred Stanley. He's 0 for 1 today. Torrez 1 out away from getting out of the jam. 2 outs, runner at second. Here's the pitch to Stanley. .360, that's a hard hit ball to Scott. He catches the line drive, inning over. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 4-2 Boston, due up for the Red Sox. Evans, Hobson, and Burleson. Dwight Evans 0 for 1 today. Gullett, the lefty. He's ready. Gets the sign from Munson. Here's the pitch to Evans. 6-9-8. Evans works the walk. Lead-off walk by Evans. He'll be held on by Chambliss. And here comes Butch Hobson. He's 0 for 1. 80% bunter. We're going to bunt him over, so we need a dice roll of 800 or under. The windup and the pitch by Gullett. Hobson squares the bunt. It's a 5-1-3. Munson fields it. Looks to second, but his only play is to first for the out. So Hobson gets his job done. Evans advances into scoring position. We go to the top of the order now. Rick Burleson 1 for 2 with a run scored. Burleson with an RBI opportunity here. Big run out there. Another insurance run for the Red Sox. They're up by 2, but no lead is safe at Fenway, especially against this 1978 Yankee team. Here's the pitch to the Rooster. 5-9-8. That is a hard hit ground ball. Stanley dives at short, gets up and throws low, but Chambliss scoops it out of the dirt. For out number 2, Evans does not advance. So Fred Stanley flashing the leather at shortstop for the Yankees. And here comes Jerry Remy. He went the other way. In his first at-bat, he's 1 for 1. Again, he struggles mightily with left-handed pitching. Evans will be off on contact. Gullett gets the sign for Munson. Here's the pitch to Jerry Remy. 9-5-2, and Remy doubles over Thomason's head, and we have a 5-2 ball game. So Jerry Remy's 2 for 2 off the left-handed throwing Don Gullett. Here comes Jim Rice. Rice 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Rice has an RBI opportunity. Remy with a lot of speed at second. He'll be off on contact with 2 outs and will score, most likely on any hit by Jim Rice. He awaits the Don Gullett offering, and here it is. 1-4-3. That is a strikeout. Fastball got him, just froze him. I don't know if Rice was looking for the hook, but he got the heater. Inning over. We go to the top of the 5th. The Red Sox do tack one on. It's 5-2 Boston. Due up for the Yankees, White, Randolph, and Munson to face Mike Torrez. He's faced 18 batters. He's good for 31. Roy White 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Torrez works quickly. Here's the pitch. (166), a soft hit ball to Remy. He throws to Scott. Out number 1. Here comes Willie Randolph. Yankee second baseman's 1 for 2. Fisk sets the target. Here's the pitch to Willie. .608, lazy fly ball out to Yastrzemski. He's there. He makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. For the Yankee captain, Thurman Munson. Munson 1 for 2 with an RBI. Torrez toes the rubber, looks in at Fisk. Here's the pitch to Munson. .778, that's a single to left, so Torrez doesn't get the 1-2-3 inning. Munson's on first with 2 outs, and here comes Reggie Jackson. Jackson 1 for 2 with an RBI. Scott holding Munson on at first. Torrez looks to first. Now he nods his head. Here's the pitch to Jackson. .738, that's a single to right. Munson will stop at second. Station to station the Yankees are going. So after getting 2 quick outs in the inning, Torrez has given up back-to-back singles, and the tying run comes to the plate in Chris Chambliss. Chambliss in the retro replay has 4 home runs and 34 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 today, though. Yankees fans hope that Chambliss is due. Torrez asks for a new baseball. Fisk gets it from the ump. Lobs it out to Torrez. Torrez rubs it up, walks around the mound. Puts his glove back on. Toes the rubber. He's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Chambliss. 2 outs, 2 on. 5-2 Boston. Top of the 5th. 3-2-9. That's a dribbler in front of the plate. Fisk fields it, throws a strike to Scott. Inning over, Torrez pitches out of it. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Boston 5, New York 2. Due up for the Red Sox, Yastrzemski, Fisk, and Lynn. Yaz has walked twice in his first 2 at-bats and scored a run. Don Gullett up to 21 batters face. He's good for 25. He's down 3. Wants to keep it at that for the New York Yankees. Gullett kicks and fires. 4-0-4. Yastrzemski flies that to center, and Thomason makes the catch. Out number 1. Here comes Pudge. Carlton Fisk, the Red Sox catcher's 0 for 2. Steps in the right-hander's batter's box to face the left-handed throwing Don Gullett. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Fisk. 0-2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Curveball got him. So with 2 outs, no one on. Bottom of the 5th, here comes Freddie Lynn. He's 1 for 2, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. A lefty-lefty matchup. Gullett works quickly. Here's the pitch to Lynn. 5-1-1 hard hit ball out to center field. Thomason going back, reaches up and makes the catch. Side retired. We go to the top of the 6th. The Red Sox 5, the Yankees 2. Due up for New York, Nettles, Thomason, and Spencer. Greg Nettles, the Yankee third baseman, 0 for 2, righty-lefty matchup. Torrez gets the sign from Fisk. Here's the pitch to Nettles. (6-3-3). Nettles' patient eye earns him a walk. He's on first. Scott will hold him on, and here comes Gary Thomason. Thomason is hitless so far in this retro replay. Burleson and Remy pinch the middle. They're looking for 2. Torrez sets and delivers to Thomason. (8-2-3). Nettles can't get the good lead. He'll stay put. 2-0-4. That is a lazy fly ball out to right. Evans is there. He makes the catch for out number 1. Nettles retreats back to first. He didn't go too far, so he didn't have too far to go back. Here comes the dangerous Jim Spencer, the Yankee designated hitter, 0 for 2 today. Not having the same day he had in Game 1 where he had 2 home runs. 1 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch to Spencer. (0-0-6). That's going to be a swing and a miss. Strikeout fastball. Blew it right by him. So with 2 outs, the number 9 batter, Fred Stanley, comes to the plate. Made an outstanding diving stop and throw an inning or so ago, robbing a Red Sox batter of a hit. He's 0 for 2 today, though. Nettles will be off on contact. Torrez gets the sign from Fisk. Here's the pitch to Stanley. (1-5-6). Hard hit ball to Scott. Backhands it and takes it to the bag himself. Inning over. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-2 Boston. Due up for the Red Sox, Scott, Evans, and Hobson. The Boomers 1 for 2 with an RBI today. Gullett's now 1 batter over one below his allotted limit. He's 24. He's good for 25. See how much longer the Yankees stick with him. Trailing 5-2. Here's the pitch to the Boomer. 3-5-3. That is a hard hit ball to left field. And White is there, and he makes the catch on the line drive. 1 out, and here comes Dwight Evans. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. The Red Sox right fielder looking for his first hit today. He awaits the Gullett offering, and here it is. 3-5-8. That's a soft fly ball out to left. White makes the catch. So there's 2 up, 2 down, and here comes Butch Hobson. He's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt, the number 9 batter. He does have some pop in his bat, though. He's ready to grip and rip. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Hobson. 4-5-5. That's another hard hit ball out to left. White going back to the track at the wall. He reaches up and he makes the catch. So Roy White records all 3 outs to left. We go to the top of the 7th. 5-2 Boston. Due up for the Yankees, White, Randolph, and Munson to face Mike Torrez. Torrez has struggled a bit, but he's pitched around a couple of jams. White 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Switch hitter batting left-handed off the right-handed, throwing Mike Torrez. Fisk sets the target. Here's the pitch to Roy White. (4-3-3). Burleson charges that ball. And it's a pop-up. So he catches it. He charges in on the very shallow pop-up in the infield. Calls off Hobson for out number 1. Willie Randolph steps to the plate, 1-for-3, the Yankees second baseman. Torrez is ready. Here's the pitch to Randolph. .329. That ball goes to Hobson. Another high hopper. Hobson throws to Scott. Out number 2. You always hold your breath for any ball that goes to Butch Hobson, as he's an adventure at third base. You can see his error percentage is 10%. Now look at everyone else's error percentage. Now grant you Torrez is 7%. But look at everybody else. 1 or 2. He's 10%. He was god-awful at third base in 1978. Here comes Munson. 2 outs, no one on. Yankees trailing by 3, top of the 7th. Fisk flashes the signs. Torrez nods his head. He sets and delivers. Here's the pitch. 4-8-9. That's a hard hit ball, and Hobson catches that line drive at third. We go to the 7th inning stretch as they play Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And the Red Sox lead the Yankees 5-2. Due up for Boston, Burleson, Remy, and Rice, as I can hear Chris from Stratomatic, Delaware singing along to Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Don Gullett is tired, but he's still out on that mound. He's faced 27 batters, 2 over his limit, and here comes Rick Burleson, 1-for-3 with a run scored. Munson's going to try to nurse Gullett through this inning. Here's the pitch to the Rooster. 9-4-6, that's a double down the right field line. So a leadoff double by Rick Burleson, as Don Gullett had nothing on that fastball, and here comes Jerry Remy. Remy's 2-for-2. He's got his batting average against left-handed pitchers up to 188. But I think we're going to bunt Burleson over to third. Remy has a 95% chance of success when bunting for sacrifice, so we need a dice roll under 950. That's a 3-9-6. Munson fields it. His only play is the Chambliss at first for the first out of the inning. Burleson advances to third with 1 out, putting the pressure on the Yankees here. Here comes Jim Rice. The Yankees are playing their infield normal. They're not going to play it in. That's surprising. Again, Gullett's still in there as the bullpen continues to warm quickly for the New York Yankees. Rice steps to the plate. Looks out at Gullett. Gullett looks in at Munson. Here's the pitch to Jim Rice. That's a fly ball out to Roy White, but it's shallow. And it's going to drop in. Again, Roy White does not get the shallow fly ball. Jim Rice has himself a single and an RBI. The Red Sox score once again and take a 6-2 lead. And that's it for Don Gullett. He's responsible for Rice at first. Let's give you his numbers as Sparky Lyle comes in out of the Yankee pen, former Red Sox. Red Sox traded Lyle for Danny Cater, another one of their all-time not good trades. I was going to use some more harsh language, but, you know, we're trying to be a family-friendly show. So Gullett, responsible for Rice at first, went 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned, walked 3, struck out 5. Mike Torrez so far has gone 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, walked 2, struck out 1. So with 1 out, Rice at first. Sparky Lyle comes in. He finishes his warm-up tosses, left-handed thrower. On the retro year, 1 win, 2 losses, earned run average 2.72. And he has 2 saves. Lyle looks to first. Chambliss holding Rice on. Now in at Munson. Here's the pitch to Yastrzemski. 5-1-6. That ball goes out to Randolph. He fields it, tosses to Stanley, fires to Chambliss. Double play, inning over. So that went 4 to 6 to 3. Sparky Lyle does his job, but the Red Sox do score another insurance run. We go to the top of the 8th. Boston 6, New York 2. Due up for the Yankees. Jackson, Chambliss, and Nettles to face Mike Torrez. And Torrez has faced 30 batters. He's good for 31. So let's see if Fisk can nurse Torrez through this top of the 8th and then go to the bullpen. Reggie Jackson comes to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. Torrez nods his head. Here's the pitch to Jackson. .702. Torrez walks him as he pitched very carefully around Jackson. And the Red Sox, are they going to make the move? Their bullpen is ready. As Stratomatic Delaware says, but a family-oriented channel is always a good thing whenever possible. Now Chris from Stratomatic Delaware says, should have gone to the bullpen, and we're going to go to the bullpen now. So we have Chambliss a lefty, Nettles a lefty, and Thomason a lefty. So you know what that means? Tom Bergmeyer time. So here comes Tom Bergmeyer to do what he's supposed to do, get lefties out. Torrez responsible for Jackson at first. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. So Bergmeyer will come in to face Chambliss, Nettles, and Thomason. They might go with a pinch hitter for Thomason. You'll never know about that. But I think Spencer and Nettles will hit. Bergmeyer on the year, 3 wins, 1 loss, 2.37 earned run average. And he has 1 save. He's done with his warm-up tosses. Chambliss steps to the batter's box. Scott holding Jackson on. No outs. Bergmeyer's ready. Here's the pitch to Chambliss. Red Sox want to turn 2. 0-8-0. Big swing and a miss on the high fastball. Chambliss couldn't get on top of that high heat. So Bergmeyer strikes out the first batter he faces, and here comes Greg Nettles. Nettles is 0 for 2, and he's only batting .228 off left-handed pitching. He does have a walk today, though. Jackson still being held on at first by the boomer. Bergmeyer looks very determined on the mound. He's ready to work. Here's the pitch. 1 on, 1 out. Top of the 8th. 6-2 Boston, 1, 2, 3, and that is another strikeout. Another swing and a miss. As again, Bergmeyer throws the high cheese, and Nettles just swings right through it. So Bergmeyer 1 out away from retiring the side, and he'll face the left-handed batting center fielder for the Yankees, Gary Thomason, who is hitless on the year. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk. Bergmeyer toes the rubber, looks to first. Now in at Fisk, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Thomason. 2 outs, runner on. And they're going to a pinch hitter. So they bring out Lou Piniella. And I was right. They pinched hit for Thomason. That's what I thought they were going to do. So Piniella hits lefties pretty good. .288. And what you can see here, he's got a 44.8% chance of reaching base safely. So any dice roll of 5.52 or higher, and he will reach safely. We might go back to our pen again. Excuse me. Spencer's on deck. Then Stanley. And that's going to be it for Bergmeyer. He got his 2 lefties out. And we're going to go to Bob Stanley, he had 15 saves in 78 with a 2.60 earned run average. So Stanley will come in. Red Sox have to win this game to pull to within 5 of the first place Yankees in this retro replay of 1978 season using digital diamond baseball. And here comes Bob Stanley. And you can see how Pinella's numbers now jump. He's only a 33.4% chance of reaching safely. Big difference. Stanley's done with his warm-up tosses. Fisk has a quick word with him, goes back behind the plate. Jackson on first, 2 outs, Piniella at the plate. Piniella actually hits right-handers better at .317, but the percentages are in our favor. Stanley nods his head. Here's the pitch to Piniella. 2 outs, runner on first. 6-2 Red Sox, top of the 8th. 7-1-2, and Piniella promptly singles to left. And Jackson will go station to station. So 2 on, 2 outs, and Jim Spencer comes to the plate. How big is that insurance run right now? Red Sox are up 4. Even if Spencer hits a home run, the Red Sox would be up by 1. Spencer's 0 for 3 today. 267 off right-handed pitching, so he actually hit left-handed pitching better. Stanley nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Spencer. .805, and that's a single to right. Will they wave Jackson in? Evans comes in charging hard, and Jackson will score. Evans throws to Remy. Piniella stops at second, so Spencer gets a 2-out single. It's now 6-3. The Yankees cut the Red Sox lead in half. As here come my pitching woes once again for the 78 Red Sox. Fred Stanley comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3. I'm expecting a pinch hitter for Stanley. He's batting .238 off right-handed pitching. Stanley rubs up the baseball. Steps up on the hill, toes the rubber, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Fred Stanley. 2 outs, 2 on. .185, and that's a soft ground ball to Remy. He throws to Scott, and they get the 3rd out of the inning. So the Red Sox give up 1, but Stanley pitches out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-3 Boston. In this very important game early on in this retro replay of 1978. This is the first time the Red Sox and Yankees have faced, and it's June 20th. So Sparky Lyle back on the mound for the Yankees. He'll face Fisk, Lynn, and Scott. Fisk's 0 for 3. Lyle, the lefty's ready to deliver. Here's the pitch to Fisk. 5-2-0, lazy fly ball to Piniella, who's now playing center, and he makes the catch. So Lou Piniella's in center, not a position he's accustomed to. But even at that, his error rating is only 3%. Butch Hobson, who plays third base normally, his error percentage is 10. Butch Hobson will be replaced in the top of the 9th by Jack Brohammer at third. Here comes Freddie Lynn. Lynn 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Lefty-lefty matchup. Sparky Lyle gets the sign from Munson. The windup and the pitch to Lynn. 6-0-3. That's a fly ball out to right. Jackson comes in on it and makes the catch. So 2 up, 2 down, and here comes the Boomer. Again, the Boomer crushes left-handed pitching in this retro replay. .379. He's 1 for 3 today with an RBI. He's looking for a ball. He can tee it high and let it fly. Munson sets the target. Here's the pitch to Scott. 2 outs, no one on. 2-3-3. That's a hard hit ball out to right field. Jackson going back into his left, reaches out, makes the catch for out number 3. Fine defensive play by Reggie Jackson. We go to the top of the 9th. Boston 6, New York 3, due up for the Yankees in their last-ditch effort. White, Randolph, and Munson. Top of the order. to face Bob Stanley. Stanley's faced 3 batters. He's good for 11. Rory White 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored. And we're going to play no doubles. So no doubles defense for the Boston infield and outfield. Stanley rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to White. .462. That is a ball out to right field. Evans goes back on it at the warning track and makes the catch in stride. Excellent effort there by Dewey Evans. 1 out, and here comes Willie Randolph. Red Sox 2 outs away from victory after that crushing defeat in Game 1 of the series, 10-2. Randolph steps to the right-hander's batter's box. 1 for 4 today. Stanley works quickly. Here's the pitch. .993, and that is a triple to left center field. The ball bounces around. Lynn retrieves it, throws it back in towards the infield, but Randolph is standing at third base, as the Red Sox pitching staff never makes anything easy. And here comes Thurman Munson. Munson 2 for 4 with an RBI. Again, the Red Sox will go move into a no doubles defense. As I went away from it with 1 out, I'm going to go back to it. Stanley gets the sign from Fisk. Here's the pitch to Munson. Randolph at third, 1 out. 6-3 Boston, top of the 9th. 0-0-9. And he strikes out Munson with a screwball. So 2 outs, the Red Sox 1 out away, and standing in their way of victory is Reggie Jackson. Jackson 2 for 3 with a walk, 1 RBI, and a run scored. And yesterday he was in fuego. He had 3 home runs. If Jackson hits a home run here, the Yankees would pull to within 1. Again, the Red Sox go to no doubles defense in the infield and outfield. So they're guarding the lines in the outfield, playing slightly farther back. Jackson digs in that left-hander's batter's box. Stanley toes the rubber, looks in at Fisk. Fisk sets the target. Here's the pitch to Mr. October. 2 outs, Randolph at third, top of the 9th. 6-3-6, Jackson works a walk. The tying run now comes to the plate, and Chris Chambliss. And Chambliss hits right-handed pitching at a .354 clip. Chambliss has 4 home runs to go with 34 RBIs in this retro replay, and off right-handers, he has 2 home runs. So 2 home runs off righties and 2 home runs off lefties, and he hits lefties at .315. Stanley needs this last out here. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Again, the Red Sox will play no doubles defense in the infield and outfield. Chambliss awaits the Stanley offering, and here it is. Moment of truth. 2 outs, 2 on, tying run at the plate. 5-0-2. And that's a wild pitch. Randolph scores from third. Jackson advances to second base. The Red Sox are right about to implode. It's now 6-4. Fisk goes out to have a word with Stanley. The Red Sox quickly get their bullpen up once again. On deck's Nettles, just as dangerous. The only lefty I have left in the pen is a starter. But Bill Lee did go out to the pen, as he can't stand the New York Yankees. He told Don Zimmer whatever it takes. And he hates Don Zimmer. He used to call him the gerbil. All right. Here we go. The windup and the pitch to Stanley. Moment of truth. Red Sox up by 2. 4-6-5. That's a lazy ball out into right field. Evans comes in on it. He makes the catch, and blessed Lord, the Red Sox win 6-4. It was a struggle, but the Red Sox win to the jubilation of the Fenway faithful and pulled within 5 games, and Game 3 will be coming up shortly. Let's make this game official and give the box score. So now we go back to scheduled games. Before we go to the box score, I'd like to thank Chris from Stratomatic, Delaware, as he says, phew, as he wanted me to walk Chambliss, but Nettles is just as dangerous, so I decided to pitch to Chambliss, as I didn't want to bring the go-ahead run to the plate. That's just my opinion. You could walk him. I do understand that strategy. And I'd also like to thank ID Gesture, who was in the chat earlier. Both have wonderful channels, so check out Stratomatic Delaware with Chris and ID Gesture. Let's go to the official box score. Red Sox win. They struggle, but they win 6-4 and pulled within 5 games of the Yankees. Still in 3rd place, though. Player of the game, the Digital Diamond Baseball player of the game, Jim Rice. Rice was 2 for 4 with a run scored, 2 RBIs, and 1 strikeout. His average now .349, so he was player of the game. Let's go to the pitching quickly. Don Gullett took the loss for the Yankees, and he's now 2-1. 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. His earned run average now 3.30. Sparky Lyle pitched the final inning in 2/3, scoreless. ERA is 2.61 now. Mike Torrez gets the win. It wasn't pretty, but he went 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, only 2 of them earned. Burleson had an error in the first. That run was not earned. Walked 3, struck out 1. His record now goes to 500 at 5-5. Tom Bergmeyer got 2 very important outs in the 8th inning, and they were both strikeouts of left-handed batters. They went to a pinch hitter, and we went to Stanley. And Bob Stanley went an inning and a third, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 1, struck out 1. Did not get the save because he came in when it wasn't a save situation. I believe that's how that rule works, thus no save. At the end, it turned into a save situation, but not for him. Red Sox now go to 39-28. The Yankees drop to 43-22. So the Yankees, Roy White, 1 for 5, 2 runs scored. Willie Randolph, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Munson, 2 for 5 with an RBI and a strikeout. Jackson, another good game, 2 for 3, a run scored, an RBI and 2 walks. Chambliss, 0 for 5 with a strikeout. Nettles, 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Thomason, 0 for 2 with a walk. Piniella, pinch hit single, was 1 for 1. Then he played center field. Spencer, 1 for 4 with an RBI with a strikeout. And Fred Stanley, the shortstop, giving Bucky Denton a day off, was 0 for 4 in total. In defeat, the Yankees 37 at-bats, 4 runs, 9 hits, 3 RBIs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. For the victorious Boston Red Sox, Burleson, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Jerry Remy, a surprising 2 for 2 off left-handed pitching, and he had an RBI. Jim Rice, the player of the game, as we stated earlier, 2 for 4, a run scored, 2 RBIs, and a strikeout. Yastrzemski, 0 for 2. He had a run scored. He walked twice. Fisk, tough day, 0 for 4 with a K. Freddie Lynn, 1 for 4, a run scored, 2 RBIs, and a K. Scott, 1 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. Evans, 0 for 2 with a run scored. He walked once. And Butch Hobson had a sacrifice bunt and then was 0 for 2 with a K. In total, the Red Sox put one batter above the limit. 28 at-bats, 6 runs, 8 hits, 6 RBIs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. So the Red Sox win 6-4, June 20th, 1978 retro replay time. And let's sim these games and see where the Red Sox stand. So we'll quick sim these games, and hopefully Milwaukee loses, as Milwaukee's in second place. No matter what, the Red Sox pick up a game on the Yankees. And Digital Diamond Baseball just runs very smoothly when it comes to stats, and they have a ton of stats. So let's find Milwaukee. Where are you, Milwaukee? That's the Mariners. Here they are. Nope, Milwaukee defeated the Orioles 6-4. So then all we do is we click here. We go to reports. And we're going to go to standings. So the Yankees are in first place, 5 in front of the Red Sox, 4 in front of the Brewers. Tigers are 7 back. Royals are starting to pull away. It was close for a while in the American League West, but now they have a 6.5 lead over the White Sox, 7.5 over the Angels. The Cardinals and Phillies are battling it out in the National League East. Phillies are 2 back, so right now, Yankees are in first. They won the division in 78. The Royals are in first. They won the division in 78. The Phillies are in second, 2 games back. They won the division in 78. And the Cubs are still hanging around, 4 back. This is the big surprise here. The Giants are in first place in the West, battling the Reds. The Reds are 3 back. The Dodgers are in last place, 12.5 back. They would win the National League West in 78. And go on to beat the Phillies and lose to the Yankees in the World Series. So I don't know if they're going to make a big comeback there. Alrighty, Ken Castro's jumped in. And Ken, you know what? We're going to come back in about 5 minutes and play Game 3 of this series. So, anyway, this is Al Red Sox fan saying thank you very much to Ken Castro, ID Gesture, and Chris from Stratomatic, Delaware. Health, happiness, and in 5 minutes, I shall be back with Game 3 of the series. Until then, take care and bye-bye.